Greetings family, this is Leah Salmon, the Naturally You coach, coming at you from the Serengeti. No, it's not, it's really my garden. My garden is so incredibly overgrown, it's just, wow, but the children have a great time in it, so there we go. So today I wanted to give you some updates. So firstly, thank you everyone who's commented on the Naturally You Day and said that they're coming, and spoken about the flyer, which was designed by my awesome husband, Jeremy Salmon from We Design Media. I love the image on the front, and I was like, oh wow, where did you get the image from, babe? And he was like, you sent it to me. I couldn't even remember sending him the picture. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to everyone that's coming. If you haven't got your ticket yet, you can get it at thenaturallyyouday.com. And yep, that's going to be in like 3 weeks. This coming weekend, we're going to be having the first Leah's Raw Food Feast workshop in like 2 years or something. And so as you know, I kind of do a lot. I'm a homeschooling mother who have 6 children, and as well as doing that, I run the Naturally You coach business, which involves coaching private clients, doing workshops, organizing events, writing books, recording videos like this one, articles, everything that will fulfill or help me achieve my goal of helping 10,000 black women a month to naturally improve their life and their health by 2020, which is in the next 3 years. So that's really what I spend my time doing. Now, when you've got a lot on, or sometimes when you don't even have a lot on, but you've got a big project that you're working on, when things get tough, when things aren't necessarily going to plan, when, you know, maybe you're promoting something and it's not getting the exposure that you were hoping for, and you get tired and you get busy and you get a bit frustrated because results aren't coming quick enough, it's easy to kind of ask yourself, why am I doing this? And that's okay. That's perfectly okay to ask why you're doing it, as long as the why you're doing it doesn't turn into, oh, forget it. Because that's when there's a problem, is when the why am I doing it turns into, oh, forget it, I can't be bothered anymore. So I was thinking about that with the Naturally You Day. I've thought about that with the Naturally You Day a few times, because that's a big old event and there's a lot of moving pieces, there's a lot going on. But to be honest, I had a team meeting the other day, Thursday night, and I was doing business coaching with my brother. My brother's my business coach, and he's given me amazing jewels of advice. But one of them that he gave me the other day was to build a team. He said, Leah, there's no way you're going to be able to expand what you're doing unless... Sorry, I'm just distracted. Can you see the contraptions that my youths build in the garden? You see that? They just build... I don't even know what... That's like a house. That's their house in the garden now. That's distracting me, so I'm going to have to move the camera. Look at all my children building in the garden. Yeah, so he was saying to me, Leah, there's no way you're going to be able to grow unless you build a team around you. Now, I've always been one of those people like, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay for a team? I don't have an office. Where am I going to get, people that are going to, I can trust and that are reliable and blah, 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 blah. But I put it out there. I started doing the groundwork. I've managed to create a team, and the team that are working on the Naturally You Day this year, oh my gosh, at the team meeting they were giving me ideas on how we can make the event amazing for you lot that I just did not even think about. So I'm really looking forward to that. But with Leah's Raw Food Feast, I did have that moment the other day, like, oh gosh, why am I doing this? What's the point? Like, why am I even doing the Leah's Raw Food Feast? And then I got very clear. I gave myself a moment and thought, okay, seriously though, why are you doing it? And I realized that before I was doing it just because I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun to do raw food workshops. But that was when I had 5 children. And every other parents, every time you have one more child, it's like the world and its possibilities just get a little bit more hard to access. So, now it's the considerable... I was saying this to my husband the other day, anytime we travel anywhere to an event, to our family's house, when we travel as a family, it is a considerable effort. It's not like grabbing one child and running. And I used to find that difficult as well, grabbing one child and running at the house to go and do something. But yeah, it takes a lot. Planning to have an event, or planning for me to go and do something outside, just that can be a lot. But yeah, with Leah's Raw Food Feast, there's a lot going on because I like to really make my events as special as I possibly can. When someone decides to take the time to come out of their house and come to an event that I've put on, I want to make sure that they leave feeling like they've got a lot out of it. So with the Leah's Raw Food Feast, I'm doing like between 10 and 12 recipes. I'm bringing a lot of equipment, a lot of the kitchen equipment that I use at home, plus all the food, lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, all that kind of stuff. All the worksheets and all that kind of stuff. So it's a bit of work, but you know, I prefer that it's a bit of work and that you lot get a lot out of it. But when I sat down and thought, okay, why am I doing this? Is it for the money, which is normally the reason why a lot of us do a lot of things? And I realised, no, that's not it, because I'm not minted off Leah's Raw Food Feast workshops. They cover themselves and they make enough for me to keep things going. But I realised that it was because, firstly, one of the main things that people will say to me when I have an initial consultation with them, when I'm working with them, is that they just want to add more fruit and vegetable into their diet. They want to avoid sugar. They want to get off gluten. They want to go vegan. They want to go dairy free at the very least if they want to keep on eating chicken and fish. They struggle to find interesting things to make when they're thinking about eating fresh fruits and vegetables. And they want to try more raw food. They want to add more raw food to their life, and they're getting tired of just smoothies all the time. And the beautiful thing about raw food is that it covers all of those things. If you're trying to go sugar-free, chemical preservatives-free, if you want to go vegan, if you want to go raw vegan, obviously, if you want to just add some more excitement to the raw food that you do add to your life, rather than just having smoothies and salads all the time, then, and if you want a diet that gives you more energy as well, raw food just covers all of those things nicely, especially if you're eating raw foods in a way that coincides with your metabolic type, in a way that coincides with the way that your body in particular uses food. And if you want to learn more about metabolic typing, you can go to my website, thenaturalYouCoach.com, go to the coaching tab, and if you look on the holistic elevation programs, it speaks a lot about metabolic typing on there. Or you can do a search for metabolic typing, what is metabolic typing on YouTube, and one of my videos will likely pop up as well, talking about what metabolic typing is. But it's basically a form of personalized diet planning. So as you probably know, there's no kind of one size fits all diet that suits everyone. But when you discover your metabolic type, we can find out what balance of nutrients works best for you. So yeah, raw food does all of those amazing things. Now, when I started getting into raw food, what I realized is that there's no real shortage of recipes. There's no shortage of ideas of the kind of raw foods that you can start adding to your life. My book alone has got over 100 recipes, and there's loads of other recipe books out there that you can get that have got hundreds of recipes in them as well. Online, you can go and find recipes. So there's no shortage of recipes. And in one of my books, Budget, Behavior and Belief, which is being revised and is coming back out again soon, I refer to a very common quote, which is, if the how-tos were enough, we'd all be rich, thin and happy, or something like that. Basically, we're in an information age, and we're not short of how-to information. With the internet, with TV, social media, there's so many ways for you to find out how to do something. You put in a search for how-to videos and millions will come up, literally. But it's not always the how-to that stops you from doing something. It's often something else. And it can be a practical thing like, okay, I can see that these are the ingredients that I need to make something. I can see this is the equipment that is needed to make something. But how do I know it's going to turn out nice? You know, and unless a friend has recommended it who has similar tastes to mine, how do I even know it's going to turn out right? And you know, how do I know the exact process that I'm using and all these kind of things is going to create this beautiful picture? And if you're a fan of Pinterest, as I am, you'll see a lot of memes where they show two pictures. Like, one picture is what the recipe says it's going to look like, and the other picture is what your recipe turns out looking like. And the two look like chalk and cheese. So what I found is that I was getting along with the raw food diet quite well for about a year, as in adding a lot more raw food to my life. I wasn't fully raw vegan, but I was adding a lot of raw food to my life. And then I went to Karen Nola's raw food workshop, the raw food coach workshop. And at that event, everything just clicked, because I had been following a lot of her recipes for a long time. But it wasn't until I saw her making the recipes, the exact same recipes that I was using, that things started to click, like the way that she made them and the patience that she took with them and all these kind of things just made things just taste completely different than when I had made it. But following that workshop, I was able to come home and use a lot of the techniques that she had used in order to enhance what it was that I was doing at home. So I was following the same recipes, but throughout her workshop, and I do this during my workshops as well, it was like a whole day of just listening to her talk about raw food, about food preparation. We could ask her any questions that we wanted to. She would just share additional tips and advice and techniques and all this kind of stuff, that it was just such a wealth of knowledge in such a short space of time. And it kind of rocket boosted everything that I was already doing with raw food. And that's really what I provide at the raw food workshops as well. So it's more than just you coming in and me making 10 or 12 recipes for you to taste. It's literally like you being able to be you being able to absorb everything about raw food that I know, because I will literally, like, you lot know I can talk. I will talk throughout the whole workshop. You can ask me any questions that you want. As I'm making something, I'll tell you all the different variations of what you can do with it. So I might be making a salad or a salad dressing or a smoothie, and I'll be like, okay, if you don't like bananas, you can replace it with this. If you don't like this, you can replace it with that. Do you know what I mean? Just to make it a very well-rounded experience for you. And it's the same as if you are a fitness coach and you learn fitness, you know, by following workbooks and videos online. It's going to be different when you actually get in front of a master fitness coach and they're like moving your body into just the right position, and like, that's how you do that exercise. Oh, that makes all the difference. I remember when I was learning press ups and I'm like, yeah, I could do press ups. When I was with the actual fitness coach and they showed me how to do a proper press up, I'm like, I can't do press ups. I thought I was doing press ups, but that's not how I was doing press ups. And it really is the same. I mean, as a mother of 6 children, I find it very easy to just stay at home and do everything online and virtually, and it's easier and convenient for me to do so. And some things are brilliant for me to do online and at home, but I'm beginning to value a lot more the power of actually being in the physical presence of other like-minded people and, you know, health professionals and professionals when I'm learning something, because as women we are very communal people, and, you know, being a homeschooling mother, it can be quite isolating sometimes because I do spend so much of my time at home. And a lot of mothers, not even mothers who are homeschooling, but, you know, there's some mothers who literally just kind of go to drop the children to school and maybe go to work and then come back, and they don't really get to do anything or get to spend time or create the time to invest in themselves in other ways. So yeah, this is an opportunity for you to do so. And learning something that's gonna definitely benefit your health as well. So yeah, this was just me giving a quick update as to what's going on. I say quick, I think it's been 13 minutes, but yeah, this has just been me sharing a bit about what's going on. If you want to find out more about the Raw Food Workshop, you can go to thenaturallyyou.com/products/raw food workshop. To find out more about the Naturally You Day and get your tickets, you can go to thenaturallyyouday.com. If you lot have got tips or advice on anything that I've been speaking about on the raw food diet, on going raw, on adding more raw food to your life, adding more healthy food to your life, any comments on anything that I've been talking about, then please feel free to comment below the video, and so we can have a talk, we can have a conversation, we can have a discussion about all of this. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please share. If you're watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel because more videos are going to be coming out soon. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care and stay healthy.